But ultimately, this is not about, who can make the most money out of Fannie and Freddie, or who can score political points with Fannie and Freddie. This is about the future of our housing system, right? And this is about my and your ability to get an affordable mortgage in the future. So you've probably heard of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but what is it that they actually do? You can think of them as the plumbing of our mortgage system. You don't know about them, but they're still there and they support the rest of the system. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac don't actually originate mortgages. They're not lenders. Lenders originate mortgages, and Fannie and Freddie, they buy up those mortgages, bundle them, and sell these bundles to investors. Without Fannie and Freddie, the 30-year mortgage that we all know, like one that has a fixed rate and that you can easily refinance once rates drop, wouldn't even exist. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac back 59% of all mortgages in the United States today. Congress created them with a mission to serve all markets in the United States and to ensure that wherever you live in the United States, you can get the same type of mortgage. They are chartered with that mission, so they serve all markets and not just the most profitable ones. In 2008, when the mortgage market collapsed and millions of homeowners lost their home, the federal government stepped in to stabilize Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac because they were at risk of failing too. So the federal government injected over $185 billion to stabilize Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and even today retains ownership over Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So today, it's a little unclear what the Trump administration is exactly planning to do. We've heard two kind of plans that they have so far. One is to end conservatorship in Fannie and Freddie, so the government would no longer retain its stake. And another is to do a partial offering of some of the stocks of Fannie and Freddie. One thing we know is that some hedge funds have invested in stocks in Fannie and Freddie, and they're pushing hard for this change. But ultimately, this is not about who can make the most money out of Fannie and Freddie, or who can score political points with Fannie and Freddie. This is about the future of our housing system, right? And this is about my and your ability to get an affordable mortgage in the future. Conservatorship did not cause our housing crisis, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are actually working really well today. Rushing the release of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac without really understanding the impact could really destabilize our trillion-dollar housing finance system. Millions of homeowners rely on the system, so to do this in the middle of a housing crisis is a terrible idea.